Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Sunday morning. The video you saw of the cleanup that I already posted was on Friday. I came up yesterday morning, and actually got here before the crews did. They came over and started messing around, and the guy who was in charge came over and told me that all of the cars that they had pulled out of the containers on Friday had been hauled off. Every single one of them were gone by Saturday morning when they got here. And right here over my shoulder is where they were putting the cars that they were taking out of the containers that you saw on the video. And then they were also putting some back behind these orange containers, and those were all gone as well. There were 10 cars, 9 Cadillac CTSs, and 1 Camaro. And he also told me that the thieves had also taken the batteries out of some of their equipment. So he wasn't sure what time they would get going or if they would get going. He was pretty frustrated. And he said that he had told the powers that be, he's not going to leave his equipment out here to get vandalized and robbed, essentially, have the thieves take all that stuff, pick all that. And if they couldn't take care of that, then he was going to leave. And as you can see, they are gone. It didn't really dawn on me when I got off the freeway down at Keene that that's where they had all their trucks parked and all their, that's where they had begun their staging. They had a couple parked up at the loop. And yesterday, before I did shoot a little bit of video yesterday, but before I left, I noticed they were taking that front end loader out, and didn't really dawn on me. I thought maybe they were just doing something else, something somewhere else. But that's not the case. When I turned off, so I said it didn't dawn on me, but all their equipment was gone. All their trucks were gone from down at Keene. They were parked next to the Keene Cafe there in that big open space. And I got down here, and they are all gone, and this job is not done. So I don't know what's going on now. I don't know what the plan is, and I probably won't know what the plan is, but whatever the plan is, it is on hold. They did drag 3 of the well cars down here, and Friday when I was here, they were dragging those blue containers closest to us out, and they were dragging those ones down yesterday. I ended up not sticking around yesterday because that appeared to be all they were going to be doing, was dragging cars down, and I figured everyone had seen enough of that on Friday on the first video. As you can see, all the stuff that is up top, closer to the tracks, is all still up there. And for those of you who saw the original video, those containers, the 2 orange containers there, red and orange, whatever color they are. If you saw the other video, I caught them pushing that car over and had the orange containers and the blue containers anyway. That's the car that they pushed over that I got footage of. But you can see over there that bunch of stuff is still there. Yesterday, when the gentleman came and told me what all had gone on and what happened and all the stuff I told you already that he said, they had called the police, and he said they were on their way down and that they had asked that anybody who wasn't directly involved with the project not be here, because he asked if there was anybody else down here. He said that he hadn't seen anybody except me. He just said, I told him the guy who's shooting YouTube videos. But he said they wanted everybody out of here, so I left. I didn't give him any grief. So I drove off, and I drove down the right-of-way down towards Waylong. And when I got to the intermediate signals between Waylong and Marcel, I noticed a car sitting there, a white car. And as I got closer to it, it was obviously one of the cars that had been here. And so I stopped and got out of the truck, and the car was running. It was idling. So I walked around the other side of the car, and there was a guy bent over, putting a a left rear wheel on the car. He had driven it. He'd gotten it started and had driven it out of here. Up the hill, gone up the tracks up there, followed the right-of-way road all the way down to Waylong. You can see the oil streaks. These cars don't have oil in them, and they have gas in them. And if you look right here, you'll see a bunch of crap that there's a gas can there. I saw a couple of gallon oil cans up on the road. And but anyway, I just said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he jumped up, about jumped out of his skin, but he didn't stop doing what he was doing. He wasn't aggressive. He didn't come toward me. So I just sat there. I started to try to call the cops. Couldn't get a hold of anybody. Then he jumped in the car and took off. So I started following him. I wasn't chasing him. I didn't care where he was going. But I didn't think till after it was all done. Gee, I wish I should have filmed it, videoed it. It would have been probably, my daughter said, it would have went viral. But I followed him all the way down through the loop. He did all kinds of crazy stuff at the loop. He didn't know where he was and didn't know how to get out of there. And he was like running from me, and I was just sitting there. I wasn't chasing him. And then I followed him down out of the loop. He abandoned the car on Woodford-Tehachapi Road, took his stuff, and ran off into the trees. And so, whoop, here comes the train. I saw this guy down at Rowan when I was coming up. But anyway, I called the sheriff. I finally got hold of the sheriff's department. They sent a couple of deputies up there, and I told them what I'd seen. And yeah, I wish I would have thought of it at the time. But, I did. But anyway, I don't know what's going to go on now. I don't know if Holcher was the company who were going to actually scrap this, or if somebody else was going to do it. But I really don't know. It's bizarre. But I don't blame them. I don't blame them for leaving. If that's why they left, indeed, I don't blame them one bit. I don't know who would have been. Maybe they didn't want to put out the money for security, and maybe, I don't know. You know me, I love to speculate. But anyway, Sunday morning at the derailment site, and nothing going on but trains. All right, keep shooting me the ideas. Drop them in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motorport59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and I will try to keep up with this and see what's going on later, and we'll see you all later.